Child, I just can't seem to get it together. Welcome back to my channel. So folks, I'm getting ready to film me a couple of videos that you all will be seeing coming up soon on the channel. But I decided to take a huge risk and mix in a couple of new products that I have never tried before, along with some of my key staples that I have mentioned to you all previously on the channel. I decided to give you all a very authentic experience to what it's like to get ready to film videos with me. Now, why I decided to experiment with a bunch of new products before filming, I have absolutely no idea, but YOLO! So yes, folks, it is time for another Tresses of Alexis casual and chaotic get ready with me video. But before we get into today's video, please make sure that you are subscribed, and of course make sure you hit that notification bell boo so you don't miss when I upload another video. Duh. And if you enjoyed today's video, I would greatly appreciate if you gave me a thumbs up, because that really helps to support the channel. And lastly, of course, if you are interested in any of the products that I use and or mention today, please make sure that you shop via the links down below in the description box, because that also really helps to support the channel and you're gonna buy it anyway. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now wait, before we get to experimenting with any new products, I have to give a huge thanks to Nordstrom for circling back to support the channel by sponsoring a portion of today's video. I have told you all countless times on the channel, sponsor or not, how Nordstrom is just the go-to brand for me for all things beauty and high-end fashion. It's the beginning of a new year, and if Nordstrom wants to help me elevate my look or my style anyway, who am I to stop them? As a consumer, customer service is extremely important to me, because I don't want to go anywhere where I don't feel appreciated. But one thing I will always love about Nordstrom, they are always adamant about being closer to you and delivering top-tier customer service. On top of the top-tier customer service, Nordstrom also rewards their loyal customers via their Nordy Club program. I'll make sure I leave that information down below in the description box. Before we get into today's chaos, aka this get ready with me, I have to show you all this new MAC Hyper Real Serumizer Skin Balancing Hydrating Serum set that I picked up from Nordstrom, obviously. Actually comes with a full size and a travel size. I'm actually going to give this mini to Sheree because she was actually the one who let me know about this serumizer, and I forgot to actually try it today. I absolutely meant to experiment with this today, but as I said, this get ready with me was super chaotic, so I did forget to grab for it before applying my makeup. But stay tuned, I'll definitely experiment with this further and share my feedback with you all later on the channel. Also, because like I told y'all, anytime I have a collaboration and there's an opportunity for a new fragrance, I'm gonna get one. I picked up the YSL Libre Le Parfum. I've actually shared this with you all previously on the channel, but I had a travel spray and full bottle worthy video. Spoiler, this is absolutely full bottle worthy. Here is the full size bottle, which is so pretty. And honestly, this is, of all the YSL Libres or Libres, however you pronounce it, hands down, this is my favorite and the only one that I have deemed worthy of actually purchasing and repurchasing, because like I said, I had a travel spray and I got a full size bottle of this. This is sweet and sexy, and it performs extremely well. It lasts an eternity on my skin and on clothing. Compliment worthy. Just good. This is the 50 ml, so it's not quite the baby bottle, but it's also not the gigantic bottle, and I am definitely going to be getting some great use out of this, especially this winter. So if you or someone you know is interested in any of the beauty tools or products that I use in today's video, make sure you shop via the links down below in the description box. Special thanks again to Nordstrom for circling back to support the channel by sponsoring a portion of today's video. Now, if you all would like to see my authentic, chaotic process to get ready to film a couple of videos, make sure you keep watching. Okay, so it's been a little bit since I've done my last get ready with me, I feel like. As you all know, I am always shopping at Nordstrom, so I just have a bunch of new makeup samples I just want to experiment with and see if they're going to be a good fit for myself. And since I have the samples, why not? Now, Mama Tresses ain't raised no fool. Even though I'm going to experiment with a bunch of new products today, I'm still going to be using a few of my staples. First of them being this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, which I have told you all about several times on the channel. And as you all probably remember, I used this before, during, and after my makeup application. So I'm going to go in with this just to kind of prep my face. This is just so refreshing, and it definitely helps with my makeup application. So I'm never going to stray. I'm never going to stray. Now it's time for me to go in with my complexion. Those of you who are regulars here know that I very much don't know what I'm doing when it comes to makeup, and I'm a less is more type of person. So I don't typically go in with foundation. I'm a concealer only type of girl, just because once I find what works for me, and the complexion, undertone, finish, and all of that just works, I tend to stick with that. And so I toggle between two concealers, and today I'm using this one. This one is from Dior. This is the Forever Skin Correct, which I have definitely told you all about previously on the channel, and mine is in the shade 4W. I use this all over my face, literally, I guess like a foundation, just to even out my complexion and to cover up any hyperpigmentation. I'm going to go in with a bit extra just because this pesky pimple that I am battling right now. At one point, my skin had got so bad. And so I feel like I have finally gotten to a place where I'm literally just, although I have this stupid pimple now, I'm literally just fighting the hyperpigmentation from past breakouts. And I don't really break out as often as I was previously. And I am ecstatic about that. All of that to say that if you're interested, and even if you're not, my skincare routine is coming eventually once I solidify how I want to present it to you. So I sprayed a little bit more of my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray because, like I told you all before, during, and after the application, some things I'm not going to switch up today. So I'm going to go ahead and blend out this concealer with my beauty blender. And I'm not opposed to a brush application from time to time, but I find that because I'm a less is more type of girly, beauty blender just gives me efficiency, and it just kind of sops up some of the excess that I may apply and give me that, you know, my skin but better look that I prefer. And that's no shade to like looking glam, because I like to look glam too, but particularly in this type of setting, I just find it essential to still look like myself, because this is my safe space and this is just my platform to just share my experiences and my perspective my way. And while I do go out of my way to apply makeup to be presentable to social media, I still look like me, and that's on period. Hopefully that makes sense. So this is how the concealer looks all blended out. In my opinion, it slightly evens out my complexion without going too far and trying to look perfect or photoshopped. It still looks like skin, just a bit better, and I love that for me. Let that settle into my skin a little bit, and once it's just about dry, I go in with my sponge and pounce the last little bit of that setting spray. And this just helps to further blend everything out, make it look nice and seamless, and help press that setting spray into my skin. At least that's what the beauty gurus tell me. I just made some adjustments to my lighting. Hopefully that looks better. Felt like I was looking a little bit zombie inspired. So anyway, as I was saying, I just applied this Born This Way multi-use sculpted concealer, which I have definitely told you all about numerous times on the channel. In fact, this is the other concealer that I tend to use for my all over complexion, but this is actually in a different shade. My complexion shade is actually Warm Sand, and this is actually in the shade Sand. And I'm using this to highlight and brighten under my eyes and around my mouth, my chin, down my nose. Just a shade or maybe two brighter, just to add a bit of dimension to my face. And I'm letting that dry down while I go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer, another product that I have told you all about previously. Just going to use this to bronze and add some depth to my face. And I got to be careful with this because the pigmentation goes crazy. So I'm just going to blend this around the perimeter of my face. Now, of course, I'm no makeup expert. This is just what I do, you know. I do my best. Sides of my nose, tip of my nose. Add a little melanin back there, and also put some on my eyelids. And I guess you could say this is a primer because I am going to add a bit of razzle dazzle to my eyes because I've been having fun experimenting with that lately. I tend to leave under my eyes last because the girlies say the longer you let your under eye concealer sit, the better the coverage. And I'ma listen because I want the coverage. And again, I am no makeup expert. This is just what I be doing. So now I'm going to take my sponge and blend out my under eye concealer. And y'all know how my eyes is always running, so I really try to take my time and just try to have patience with myself and just hope that my eyes don't run. And I kind of flip back and forth with using the butt of my beauty blender, which will still have my complexion products on it, and just use that to blend out the edges. I want dimension, yes, but I don't really want harsh lines, so that just helps with that. And as a proud black woman with black features, I make sure I get up in the crevices on the side of my nose. I very often feel like I blend my concealer under my eyes, especially entirely too much. That, in conjunction with my eyes being super runny, is ultimately why I never really get the look that I want under my eyes. But what do I know, child? I'm doing my best. I do take any excess concealer on the sponge on my forehead in the center and try to blend out any harsh lines with the butt of my sponge. Something like that. Just gonna add a bit more bronzer to the sides of my nose because I had a lot of concealer, so once I blended everything out, it just kind of disappeared. So let me just, oh God, too much. Let's see how easy it is to get carried away. Okay, that's a little better, but we'll fix it down the line with powder. One more time, I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury. I was not joking when I said I used this before, during, and after makeup application. Okay. I'm going to go in with my sponge again, just to press that setting spray into each layer. I actually might go in with another layer of concealer just in that inner corner, just to make it a bit brighter. But yeah, let me go in with another layer. Like I said, I always feel like I blend that out a little too much. So I'm just gonna add a little more right there and let that dry down for like a minute. Now while that concealer dries down, I'm going to take my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, which is extremely beat up, and this is in the shade Medium Deep, and I'm just going to apply this just to set that cream bronzer we applied earlier. Just gonna sweep that all over my lid and blend it into the crease and whatnot. And again, remember that I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna take that down the sides and on the tip of my nose. Now I think that concealer's had a good bit of time to dry down, so I'm gonna go in with my sponge and blend this out and hope and pray my eye doesn't run. Well, the nose is running. Okay, for the eyes. Literally just tapping that concealer in place so I can keep that brightness that I would like right where I want it. I'll take any of that excess down the center of my nose again, just to add a bit of dimension, because the aim is not for it to look slimmer. This has so many fingerprints on it. But to set under my eyes, I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury duh, Airbrush Flawless Finish setting powder in the shade 2 medium. I'm gonna go in with that very same sponge and set under my eye. And when she says airbrush and she says flawless, she means it. Using this in all of the areas I use that brightening concealer, especially around my mouth. Also gonna press the excess powder into the center of my forehead and on my brows just to set those before I fill them in. I never shared this on the channel, but fun fact, I actually got my eyebrows etched into my skin. They're semi-permanent, I guess you could say. They're supposed to last me a few years. So I don't really do much to my brows, but because I have a bit more makeup on my face for filming purposes, just to further define my brow, I'm going to go in with this Kosas Brow Pop Nano, which looks like this. I have talked to you all about this previously on the channel in a haul, but let's go ahead and experiment with this today. Just going to use the spoolie just to brush out any of my hairs. And I actually kind of need to get my brows threaded just to further define the shape, but I don't want to. Now that I have, you know, a baseline shape with the ombre powder, microblading, micro shading, whatever it's called, I could make do. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and I didn't tell you all the shade. This is in the shade Brown Black. As you all may remember from my haul, this is a super nano tipped pencil, so it's really fine and it's easy to break. So you definitely want to go in with a light hand when using it. But I will say that I think that this shade is, the shade is perfect. Okay, Kosas. Here we go again. Listen, I am just at the point on my social media journey where I am just not willing to edit out all of my lows all the time. You know, my eyes be running, my nose be running, my head don't always do what I want it to do, and sometimes y'all need to see that because this is not easy. But anyway, I'm circling back to my eyes because this is legitimately how I do my makeup. I jump all over the place. Circling back to my eyes, like I said, I'm going in with this Bobbi Brown Long Wear Cream Shadow Stick, and this is in the shade Golden Pink. And this is just going to add a little bit of razzle dazzle to my eyelid. I actually used this in my New Year's resolution video, which if you haven't seen, I'll make sure I leave it linked in the cards. I'm literally just going to color in my eyelid. I take it over most of the lid, but not the whole thing. Just over like a good 3/4 of it. And once I have that shape kind of etched out, I'm going to go in with my MAC Skin. I'm going to go in again with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish and just blend out the edge. I'm focusing that in the crease and that outer corner. Just kind of helps bring everything together. Yeah, just like that. And in my opinion, this just helps me look like I did way more than I actually did. So this is what we have thus far. I feel like this cheek is like way harsh from me trying to fix it, but we move. Anywho, I'm going to go in with my MAC Sheer Tone Shimmer Blush in the shade Peach Twist. Another fave that I have told you all about previously on the channel. I actually circled back to this months ago on a previous Nordstrom collab, and I have been reaching for her non-stop every single time I do my makeup lately. It's just that perfect flush on my skin, and it gives a radiance. Like, I'm obsessed. I definitely put too much, but it's fine. It's fine. Come on now. Don't do this. We almost done. Now that I have all of my powders applied to my face and my eyes pretty much done, I'm going to go in again okay, with my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. While this dries down, let's circle back to experimenting with some new. If you've been watching any of my recent Get Ready With Me's, I've been using this mascara lash primer from Lancome that my good sister Denise Adore put me onto, and I've really been enjoying it. So that got me curious, especially when I received this deluxe sample from one of my many Nordstrom orders. This is the Dior Show Maximizer 3D Lash Primer Serum. And because the packaging is reflective, I'm going to have to hold it in a very, very strange way. I hate to admit it, but the lash primers definitely make a difference. Here's how the packaging looks. Here is how the wand of the lash primer looks. It's got a lot of tiny little bristles. So I'm just going to make sure I have it nice and coated. This eye is already running, but we are not stopping. I'll try to fix this under eye in a second off camera. Before the lash primer dries, I'm going to experiment with this deluxe sample of the YSL Lash Clash Mascara Volume Extreme. And remember, I told you all previously on the channel how I almost never have to buy mascara because I always get such great samples from Nordstrom. So we're gonna experiment with this today. Ooh, that's nice. Nice luxe matte packaging, and this is in the shade Black. And here is how that wand looks. Go ahead and apply that. This seems to be a really thick formula. I don't know how I feel about it just yet, especially since I've made a mess. I'll try to let that dry, and then I'll fix it. It does seem to be doing a great job at separating and lengthening my lashes, so that's fun. I think I'm gonna avoid putting this on my lower lashes today, just because, as we see, my eye is running and I just don't need any more disappointment today, okay? Let me try to fix my under eye and I'll be right back. I just want to reiterate that I'm doing my best. I'm going to go in with some face powder just to tone down some of this radiance from all of the excess blush and to bring everything together. I'm going to take the spoolie from my Kosas brow pencil and try to flick off this mascara that I got on my eyelid. Yep, and yeah, came right off, so let it dry like the girlies be saying. So now I'm going to go with my lips, and I'm going to keep it really simple. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade Foxy Brown. This is a lip liner that I have definitely told you all about previously on the channel, because Charlotte Tilbury has just been getting it done for me lately. And like I told you all, this is just so smooth and velvety. Super simple today. I'm going in with my Dior lip oil, another fave we've talked about so many times. This is in the shade Cherry, and they come in shades, right? But they're pretty sheer. So that is how the Cherry Dior lip oil looks with the Foxy Brown liner. Just with this lip, I feel like I probably should have did a bit more with my eyes, but we here now. And I don't want to further bore you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and speed through this. Oh my lord. This is so flaky. Ugh. This side is all wonky from how it was situated in my bonnet. Like, I'm gonna just stay back here so that way y'all can't see how flaky my hair really is. We move and check our lemons. Try to make lemonade. Well, I hope that you all enjoyed yet another Get Ready With Me where things just don't quite go as planned. Sometimes as creators, we only want to share our highlight reels, and I think it's important for us to also share that this isn't easy. You all know, again, if you watch my resolutions video, that one of my goals is to just finish. I'm a woman of my word. As I told you all previously, I've been really adamant about making sure I finish the things that I start, and today was no exception. I truly hope that you all enjoyed this super casual get ready to film with me and saw how extensive this process can be when it comes to getting ready to create content, at least from my perspective. I really have to overcome a lot of difficulties, but we move. I want to reiterate that I will have every single product that I use today linked down below in the description box. So if you're interested, make sure you check down below. And another special thanks to Nordstrom for sponsoring a portion of today's video. You all be sure to drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts. And on your way to watching another video of mine, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. Please be safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Should I change my shirt? Yeah, let me change my shirt. For people that don't have runny eyes, how does it feel to be God's favorite? It's gonna have to be all right. Yay, another video where everything goes wrong. I burn on my arm and things did not go as planned, but at least I'm still fine.